Hello and welcome back. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Dustin. And we're about to go on a tangent.
On a tangent.
We'll get there. We'll get there
we'll
eventually.
Get it, guys. It's better than last
eventually
week.
We will get there. Episode 2. I'm excited.
I am also excited.
I think that episode 1 decently got some good feedback on it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you? What do you think?
I feel good about episode 1. I was nervous about posting a video of myself for that long. It was a 29-minute long video or something, like almost 30 minutes. Kind of out of my comfort zone, but apparently at least a few people didn't get tired of us, so that's good. If you're back from last week, thanks, guys. We love ya.
And hopefully you all will like and subscribe. We are trying to get it on Spotify. We just don't really know what we're doing.
Y'all, we're dumb. We're so dumb. I uploaded last week's on YouTube, and then I was like, all right, so should we put it on Spotify? And Dustin was like, I mean, yeah, I think so. And then he, researched it, but then it never happened. We'll figure it out. It's a work in progress.
We're still rinky-dinky here. Morgan just got her microphone.
Guys, I got a microphone! Don't I sound even more annoying?
Oh, my God.
Y'all can't mess with me now. I can get super close to the microphone like this. What are y'all gonna do about it? Nothing. Headphone users, turn it down. Because you can't really stop me, can you? I just made, all of our viewers click off. Oh, God.
Okay, so, Morgan, how was your week?
I had, a pretty decent week, I think. Except I have some family drama going on, and my dad had to drive out of state for to deal with some other family drama, and he had to take my car because his tires are out, and so he didn't have time to change his tires, whatever. So he goes to where he needs to go, and the drama that needed to happen happened, and someone threw rocks at my car and cracked my windshield, and I wasn't even there. What do I have to do with this?
Oh my God.
So I'm dealing with that at the moment. It's fine, because apparently it's illegal to drive with a cracked windshield if it's on the driver's side. And of course it's on the driver's side, because what other side would it be on, you know?
Yeah. I didn't know that it was illegal to drive. Is that a Georgia thing, or is it everywhere thing? I wonder.
Know. Yeah, I don't know. If you're listening and you're also familiar with that, let me know. I didn't know. It makes sense, though. It's impairing your vision, technically. Yeah, so really happy about that. How was your week?
Pretty boring, to be honest. I am getting in a weird mindset. So I started school, as I mentioned before. I cannot, for the life of me, get into the mindset of get up, sit down, log in, start your classes and stuff. I don't know why, but I can't get into it. And
is it completely online?
Yeah, it's completely online. And it's it's at your own pace, but my pace is like a damn snail. My
pace is just non-existent.
Yeah, and I feel bad whenever I wake up in the morning and stuff, and I'm okay, my plan is to get up, do school, work on, editing this or that or filming something, and hardly any of it gets done, and I just spend the entire day watching YouTube.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's me, except without the school part, because, oh my God, I will never step foot in a classroom ever again. But yeah, and I'm proud of you for going to school. I know it's not easy, and especially online school, I feel like that takes a whole different type of dedication, because you are in the comfort of your own home. It's so easy to just not do it. Yeah.
And I'm also getting to a very bad place to where first off, my tag completely it's dead. Can't drive anywhere because I haven't went and got it renewed. So I'm just kind of stuck at home as it is. And that's not a bad thing. I don't want to leave the house now because of my anxiety and everything. But, maybe hopefully it'll get better. I don't know. But speaking of anxiety,
segueing.
You see that little segue I just did?
Transition.
So, today's episode, if you saw the title, we got a comment on our last video from the Walking Girl, and she said, I was wondering if you guys could talk about loneliness and the difficulty of making friends as an adult. In real life, not online. I have lost all of my teenage/childhood friends, and I have social anxiety, so basically have no friends anymore. I'd really like to hear people my age have their take on friendships/loneliness, especially once you're not going to school anymore. Like, yeah, we can totally talk about that.
Yeah, totally can relate. There's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot. I guess the first thing I can say is feeling lonely can be kind of like a double-edged sword, at least for me, because a lot of my anxiety can stem from being around people. So sometimes I do need to be alone, and I do need to isolate myself. But then it gets to a point where that is damaging to myself, because I know that I need the interaction. I need other humans in my life. And then another thing you had mentioned, or they had mentioned, is the whole, like, how do you make friends after you're not in school? Like, when you're in this awkward early 20s age where you're like, what am I doing with my life? Can I pay my electric bill this month? And I totally relate. Like, I am besties with my property manager. Like, Donna, shout out to Donna. She's probably about 65. She keeps a pack of cigarettes on her desk. I love her. Donna, if you're listening, can I have May's rent for free? No, but, like, she's so cool. Always has, like, a full face of makeup on, and, like, where I live, it's so old-fashioned, and it's, like, you have to walk in with a check to pay your rent. Like, there's nothing digital. So I always get to see Donna, and, like, sometimes that's the only interactions to the outside world I'll have for the whole month is my girl Donna. Yeah. Like you mentioned last episode, when you're in a classroom with a group of kids, like, you're gonna find who you click with more, and you're gonna make friends. But, like, now we're adults, and just like with online school, you have to make yourself do it. Like, it's something you need to do. You need to go to school, but the responsibility falls completely on you. You have to make yourself do it. And it's the same with friends. Like, I'm not just stuck in a classroom with them, But, like, how do you make friends?
Yeah.
It's the real question.
It's a very valid question, because, like, I don't know about you, but, whenever I was working, a lot of the people who I was, like, friends with was people I was coworkers with. Like, there were only a handful of them that I actually saw outside of work, and I guess it grew that friendship to where I did consider them friends over, like, acquaintances or coworkers and, stuff like that. But, I mean, it really is difficult in real life trying to meet people and be friends with them whenever, I mean, with, like, anxiety and stuff, I don't like talking to people, just in general.
Sure. Because then there comes with, also, I just want to clarify, like, I am diagnosed with anxiety. I'm talking about anxiety disorder. I'm not talking about the feeling of, like, like the butterflies in your stomach. Like, I'm talking, like, crippling anxiety to the point where I want to just, like, never speak to anyone. Yeah. And so it can be difficult, because it's kind of like when you approach a new person, you really don't know if they're gonna understand. Like, as a person with anxiety, you need friends that understand, like, hey, I might cancel, like, 10 minutes before. Like, it's already such a shitty feeling. So you need someone who at least can somewhat sympathize with that. It's very hard it's scary to approach a new person knowing that they might not understand the commitment that it is to become friends with you, because it's like, I don't know. I hope I'm not giving bad advice where I'm like, just find friends who let you cancel last minute. Because obviously you need to challenge yourself. You need to push yourself. Yeah. But it's like, you have to set those limits for yourself of, like, how much you want to challenge and, like, push your anxiety to the edge. But you need to set those limitations of, like, I need friends around me who understand, like, I just need this time to chill right now.
Yeah. Like, my friend Ashley, she is very much, like, she wanted to start going to the gym every day with me. And first off, like, the gym is a commitment, okay? And whenever you are mentally ill, it is not, like, an easy task to get out of bed and drive, like, and then go to the gym and, spend, like, an hour in there. And she would message me multiple times, a week, and be like, hey, like, let's go to the gym. And I wasn't making excuses, but sometimes I would just tell her no. You know, like, I can't, like, I just don't feel good today. And she was very understanding, but I've noticed the text messages has slacked off a lot. But, I mean, I know that I could message her and, you know, we'd pick up right where we left off. You know?
Yeah, and it's like, even if they don't necessarily understand, if you have friends that you know are still going to be there when you're ready, like, that's all you really need. And, like, another thing is, a big part of, like, making genuine friendships is find people who you feel comfortable being honest with, to an extent that you don't feel like you're tiptoeing around, or you don't feel like you're making excuses. Like, my favorite excuse was that my stomach was hurting, which it was, anxiety poops. It happens to the rest of us. But it's like, I would be like, oh, I think I have a stomach bug, knowing damn well that is not what's wrong. Like, knowing that the reason is because I'm anxious and I don't want to go. And so, like, I caught myself doing that a lot, and I'm like, wait, like, I don't need to lie to this friend. This is my friend. Like, if they're, okay, listen, let's get real. If they're truly your friend, and you say, hey, here's where I'm at. I am so anxious. I need to just lay in my bed. I need to take a shower. I don't want to be around people right now. It's not you. It's people. I don't want to be around people right now. I literally cannot do that right now. If your friend that you say that to is upset at you for that, then, baby, they're not your friend. Like, I can't imagine, like, just think of it as, like, if someone came to you with that same issue where they're like, ooh, like, I can't, I would never make them feel bad for that, So you need friends in your life that are gonna give you that same empathy back.
Yeah, and I have, I guess, I've seen each side of the coin with that, because I've had, like, another friend, and they would like to go, and he would always want to, like, go out and ride around, because it's a small town where I live, like, there's hardly anything to do. But, I mean, he would want to spend all-nighters and, like, ride around and stuff like that, and, I mean, it's fun, but whenever I'm in the back seat having a panic attack because, I mean, sometimes there wasn't a reason. It was just, I just couldn't be there anymore. I don't think that he really understood it. And then, like, on the other side of that, I have other friends who I'm like, I don't feel good, or, my anxiety is just really bad, or whatever. And they're like, well, put on your clothes because we're coming to get you. And sometimes that's great, like, force me out of my comfort zone a little bit. But also, in a way, it can be harmful to overstep and overpush overpush the boundaries, because you don't want to go and take that person out to do something, and then they have a full-blown, like, panic attack on you to where it's, like, crippling and they can't do anything,
Exactly. And I have had friends like that, and a specific friend comes to mind. She's very extroverted, and she's very, and we've had this discussion before because it caused an issue in our friendship because we weren't understanding where each other were coming from, is like, so the way that I recharge my, like, social battery, or, like, just my well-being, like, the way that I recharge is by isolating, by laying in my bed, watching a YouTube video, and just chilling. Like, I love I'll be texting people, like, whatever, but I need to be, like, by myself. I need to feel no obligation to, like, be around other people. I recharge, and then I'm able to go out and have fun for a night. And then I need to recharge again. On the other hand, the opposite end of the spectrum, my friend, she can spend a night watching YouTube videos in her bed, but then she needs a couple nights out with friends, around people, socializing. And that's how she recharges. So it's like we're complete opposites of each other. So we kind of had to meet each other in the middle, and, she would come here and we would watch movies and sometimes just sit in comfortable silence, which is what I needed. And then, I would work up the courage to, like, go downtown for a night, and it took a toll on our friendship to a point where, because we're complete opposites when it comes to, like, socialization. And it's like, it sucks because we both love each other as people and, like, as friends. But it got to a point where, like, she kind of had to find a friend that was willing to do all the fun, like, road trips and going downtown every weekend and just, like, all this fun stuff. And it was, like, bittersweet to see that happen because, social media, you see it happen firsthand. I noticed this new friend of hers and they're doing all this fun stuff, like stuff that she had asked me to do that I had said no to. So it's like, I can't get upset about it. A part of me, like, I smiled from within because I'm like, yay, like she found the type of friend she needed. That doesn't mean that we're not friends anymore. It just means that she found someone that met her needs when it comes to like what she wanted to do, And I think that's another thing is like, don't take it personal if you see like that happen, because it's like FOMO, like fear of missing out, but then damn well if you did get asked to go do the things you see them doing, you wouldn't go. So it's like, shut up.
Yeah. I don't know. Kind of like you said about, you see them, on social media and stuff like that. I guess it's kind of more of a toxic trait whenever it comes to some of the people in my life. But they would specifically post stuff on Snapchat, like their stories and stuff like that, knowing I would see it to like hurt me. You know what I mean? Like
in spite of like they're upset you didn't go, so they're like, ooh, let's have them see how much fun we're having. See, that's not like
a friend to me.
That's not what. That's not what you need, and that's adding more stress to the situation. You already, like, I promise you, if you're listening to this and you have a friend who are kind of similar to us, where it's like we just can't do it all the time, we're already beating ourselves up enough. Like, we're already feeling like so guilty about it. Like, I know there's like that instant relief when I cancel, but then the whole night I'm like, damn, like, why'd I do that? And like, it's even like bled over into romantic relationships for me. Like, I would much rather just like be alone than have to deal with the anxiety of like a first date. For example, after my breakup, me mentioning my breakup every episode. Shut up, Morgan. We get it. You're heartbroken.
At least you have stuff to talk about, because I'm like going on 25 and I don't think I've ever had like a serious, like, that's a whole nother topic.
So basically after that relationship, I got so comfortable with it. It was a comfort relationship. And then afterwards it was like, oh my God, like I have to go on a first date again. Mm-hmm. And I'm a Libra, guys. Me pretending I know anything about astrology, but I've seen on Instagram that Libras are flirtatious, just natural flirts. And it makes sense. Dude, I love to flirt. I am such a flirty person. But then as soon as someone's like, all right, let me take you out, I'm like, like, what do you mean? Leave me alone. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, because I get so worked up and I'm like, it's such a new experience. It's such a new environment. And like, so anyways, that friend I was talking about earlier, I had someone go give this guy my phone number, like a freaking middle schooler. Like, I didn't even give it to him. Had someone go give this guy my phone number, and then he texted me later, and totally big boy move was like, you want to go grab drinks? And first of all, like, what? I've never gotten a drink in my life. What do you mean grab drinks? Like, I literally had never been in a bar. I was like, yeah. And after I said yes, I was like, what the fuck? What do I do? Mm-hmm. And then so I texted this friend, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. She's like, you're going, Morgan. She used to be a bartender and, like, knew, like, because I also was very anxious about alcohol because I really hadn't experimented so much. I'm like, Emma, I need to get, like, the least alcoholic drink, but I don't want to seem like a wuss, but I don't want to get drunk because it's the first date. Also, ladies, and gentlemen, don't put yourself in the situation where you go to a bar for the first date at night. Like, obviously don't do that. But this guy was very respectable. He was like, let's go to this, like, bar, but it was at like 3:00. I said yes because I'm a people pleaser to an extent. And because I did want to go out with him. But then I was like, oh no. There was like 2 days between when I said yes to when the actual date was. The amount of times I typed up like a cancellation text, and then I was like, no, don't do it. Like, don't. So anyways, I told my friend about it, and she knew how I function. So she literally, without even telling me, came, and this is the type of thing that, where you were talking about overstepping boundaries, where like sometimes friends will be like, come on, I'm taking you out. And you're like, no, like I will pass out on the floor. This was the complete opposite of that. I needed this from her. So she came over like around like 2. And she like knocks on my door and she's like, Morgan? And I let her in. I'm like, hey. And she's like, start getting ready. So I started getting ready. And the whole time, like, where internally I would be like, ooh, I feel like I have to shit right now. Ooh, I'm going to text him and cancel. I was able to verbalize it to her because I felt comfortable enough to say that to her. And she's like, have you eaten today? And I'm like, no, I haven't eaten today. Are you kidding me? Because that's another thing. I get like my anxiety stems to like a stomach ache. I always feel nauseous. I always feel sick. And so I don't eat. Like, dude, me jumping to like a whole different story, but prom night or prom day, I didn't eat like for 24 hours because I was so nervous. What? Anyways, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, so she like forced me to eat. She made me, I'll never forget, she made me a soft pretzel, like the ones you get at the dollar store, the frozen ones. And she was like, Morgan, you need to at least just like nibble on this. And like, hey, pretzels are the most spit absorbent food, so my mouth was already like dry. But then like I put a soft pretzel in my mouth, and it was like just sucked up all the moisture in my mouth, and I was like, Emma, I can't do it. I can't. And then she drove me. She was like, I'm driving you. I'm making sure you get there, and I will wait outside of this bar in my car. You know I'm here, so if you need to make a run for it, say you're going to the bathroom, we'll leave. You never have to talk to the dude again. And that is exactly what I needed in that moment. And I did it. And I'll never forget the pit in my stomach the whole time on the way there. And then when I got there, I was still pretty nervous, not going to lie, for about 10 minutes talking to him. But then it was like, I just released everything. And me and that dude sat in that bar for like 3 hours. I sipped on a cider, like drank maybe half of a cider, but I made it look like I was drinking more. And it was just I'm so glad I did it. Like, I was proud of myself afterwards. Like, when I came out and got in Emma's car, she was like, so that took longer than expected. Also, shout out to Emma for just sitting out there for 3 hours.
Sitting outside.
She's the best. I don't know how I got to talking about a date instead of friendships, but I guess we can say relationships in general.
I mean, that, it did, you had anxiety about it. And, like, you mainly have social anxiety, right? Like, that's kind of how yours is, I guess you would interpret it, or is it more just in general?
Generalized anxiety, and then social is not really social, but just the thought of being stuck in a situation that I can't comfortably get out of, like having to explain myself. So I don't know if it's social anxiety or not, because like that's another thing that they had asked in their comment, is like making online friends. That has been such a freaking blessing to me, dude. Like, I have met some of the greatest people online, and it's like insane, because I know my mom's listening to this, and she's probably like, what have I taught you your whole life? Don't talk to strangers on the internet. But like, dude, the opportunities that it's brought me, and like, typically, if you're online and you're making friends, you also have some type of issue with like interacting with the outside world. So it's like we all have this like mutual understanding that like, yes, we are there for each other, we're friends, but also we're not gonna hang out. And then when we do, it's so fun.
You can't block out people in your real life. And I mean, if you meet somebody online and you're friends with them, and then they do cross that barrier into like Creepville, you can block them, and I mean, that's it. Like, and I think also, for me at least, like online, like friendships and people like that, it almost doesn't feel like they're a real person in a way.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, I'm getting there. It doesn't feel like they're a real person, because I don't know, there's not like that actual connection there. Because like, how many times have you watched a YouTuber and they're doing something, and then you feel happy for them as if they are your friend, and then you're like, oh, I only know what this person wants me to know about them. I don't know all their dark, dirty little secrets. Like, I don't know, but you still generally have like a connection with them. And I think whenever I met you, we were like, oh my God, you're real.
Yes, yeah. And I totally remember that. And I kept joking throughout the night, like, are you going to murder me? Is this the part where you kill me? Like, no, but also what you're saying with the whole feeling genuinely happy for like a YouTuber, I totally get that. But then you have to also understand, like, YouTubers, if you're watching them and you're like, they reach a milestone or something, and you're like genuinely happy for them, yes, I feel like I'm friends with them, but also it's very one-sided. Like, they don't know I exist. Now, when we're talking about internet friends, like mutuals, as the young ones say, no, like, there is a connection, like, honestly, a lot of times I feel more comfortable sharing stuff with the people I've met online, because there's no judgment. Like, even if they tell people, okay, we live states away. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just a comfort in it. So I definitely, when it comes to making friends, start online if you don't think that you can make that leap of, like, going into a coffee shop and just saying hey to someone. Okay, how do people do that?
No idea. Absolutely no idea.
Like, I know someone that they came here from a different state, and they literally just went downtown by themselves, went into a bar, and just walked up to a group of people and started talking to them. And I'm like, hey, I would rather die. Like, oh my God. What? I was like, I couldn't grasp it. I was like, what do you mean you just walked up to him? Like, what'd you say? And I was like trying to dissect it, and he was just like, I don't know, I just went and said hi. And I was like, what do you mean you just said hi?
How? Yeah.
Like, what? So maybe he should start a podcast on how to make friends, because truly, that is
honestly,
horrifying.
we don't know.
Like, wait, why are we answering this question? Because, dude, this whole podcast is just us talking about how we don't have friends.
It honestly is. Where we don't have friends, then let's talk about loneliness. And how do you cope with... I mean, for you, I guess, because you said it earlier, you like being alone whenever you don't, you know. And see, for me, I get really, really bad cabin fever, to where, like, if I was home and, like, stuck within, like, these four walls for, you know, a couple of days, I would lose my mind. But now it's almost became, like, a comfort for me. And I don't like that about myself, because then that means, like, you know, like, I don't know, like, I'm not gonna go out and do more things that I want to do, because, you know, I'm gonna want to just stay home and just stay by myself and isolate myself.
I do get those feelings of, like, loneliness to a point where it's more of, I'm more just like, man, like, why can't I just go out? Like, just do this thing. And how do I cope with that? I try to make an effort. I'll reach out to a friend and try to plan something. That's very rare that happens. But, yeah, I kind of strive off loneliness, because I don't feel alone. Because I still talk to my friends. I still call. I still FaceTime. I still go to my friend's house, guys. I don't just, like I'm not that bad, but...
Can't relate.
Definitely think, like, give yourself time. Be patient with yourself. And, like, yeah, be patient with yourself. That's a good way to end that sentence, because I talk too much. Yeah, I strive off loneliness, so I can't really help you there with, like, feeling lonely, because I don't feel lonely, because I am always consuming some form of media. Currently, it's the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. Dude.
Oh my gosh. What the heck is going on with that? We're going to go off on a tangent here. What the heck? Dude. We should do a whole podcast about that.
Okay, but him, like, just pulling up listening to reggaeton, like, I love him.
I know, I saw it. I was like, oh my god.
Like, just pulling up.
He's living his best... Well, he used to be living his best life.
I hope that he can live his best life after this. But, dude, insane. Like, okay, if you're not familiar, which I don't think anyone listening is not familiar, but just in case, Johnny Depp, you know, Captain Jack Sparrow, and Amber Heard, what is she good for? We don't know. What does Amber Heard do? Oh, Aquaman, sorry. She and Johnny Depp were married, and then she made some... Oh, yeah, Aquaman. She
was in that. I never watched it.
She was married to Johnny Depp, and then they divorced, and she made some really intense abuse allegations towards him that through now, years later, Johnny Depp has taken her to trial for defamation of his name, and it's coming to light that she...
And good for him, honestly.
Good for him, because it's coming to light that she's lied about so many things and invalidated so many abused male and females stories by doing so, because it's people like her where it's like a psychiatrist or something came on and said, like, she showed signs of faking PTSD, and it's like, you want to be hurt so bad. Like, she's like the person that, like, shows up to school with a knee brace when they don't really need it, and it's like the kid with the broken legs, like, what the heck, dude? Also, she pooped in his bed, so
yeah, she definitely did you see? Okay,
that's enough for me. If you poop in someone's bed, prison.
Yes. Like, did you see the thing about the makeup?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Ooh,
So the thing about the makeup, basically, her lawyer got up there, like in front of the jury, and was like,
Elaine.
"This makeup, Elaine, that's such like a." Okay, anyways, she was like, "This makeup is the exact same kind of makeup that she used during her whole time with Johnny Depp," and then the makeup company comes out, and they're like, "No, she didn't, because it didn't come out until 2017."
Yeah, so basically it was like this concealer palette. I think it was Maybelline, right? Milani. We love Milani. Go buy some Milani. Go buy some Milani. We stand them. But yeah, the lawyer was all dramatic, and she's like, "This exact palette is what Miss Heard used to cover her bruises or whatever." And then literally, so basically, when these allegations took place was 2016, I think, if I remember correctly. And Milani came out and said like, that palette didn't come out until 2017.
Yeah.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Did you hear that they said that that wasn't going to be able to go, like, the people in the jury aren't going to be able to know that because they're throwing all that out. They're not letting them know about it.
That's so annoying.
I was like, that literally just caught her in a bold-faced lie to the jury. Isn't that like perjury or whatever? Like, if you lie on this, well, she's not on the stand. She's like just a lawyer. Well, lawyers are allowed to lie all the time, I guess.
I don't know.
But
ask Elle Woods. Honestly, could you imagine if Elle Woods...
Honestly. She was representing Depp.
Oh my gosh. Also, he's so beautiful, and I can't get over it. He's older than my dad. Why am I attracted to him?
Also, all these people are like, oh my gosh, about like the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I ain't watching it if he ain't in it.
No. And then there's like another...
Keira Knightley ain't coming back.
And I think there's another Aquaman movie
Orlando
coming
Bloom
out.
ain't.
I went on Aquaman's Instagram, and all the recent comments are like, cancel Amber Heard or we're not watching. Like, they're basically being like... Because I think, if I gathered this correctly, I think they already filmed it, and Amber Heard was in it, and people are like, no, you better CGI her out.
See, I thought that they did like a whole petition thing telling them to fire her from the film, but I didn't know that it was already filmed. So
yeah, I could be wrong. I am a lot of the times wrong, but that's what I gathered. But that case has been wild, and I'm curious to see if Amber will take the stand, but I don't think she will, because, hey, dude, how humiliating for you to sit in a room while someone talks about how you literally shit their bed.
And the fact that she keeps on like copying all of his looks, it's crazy.
It breaks my heart. And now I'm like going through down this hole of like watching old interviews of them. That's been my like YouTube, like if I go to my YouTube recommendations, it's all Johnny Depp related, Amber Heard trial. Yeah. Also, little confession, I've never seen Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh my gosh, what?
So I'm like, justice for Willy Wonka. Like, that's how I see him. And like, What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Have you seen that?
I haven't.
Oh, with Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, Juliette Lewis. So good. It was like one of the first movies where Leonardo DiCaprio, people were like, whoa, this is a good actor. Anyways, if you're lonely, just don't be.
Just watch like television and YouTube and just don't be lonely.
Just self-isolate and never speak to anyone again. That's my answer for you.
Okay, well, I'm going to speak on that. Find your outlet to get your loneliness out, and like if your outlet is like going out and trying to make friends, going to like coffee shops and just like writing stories on your laptop, or I don't know, skee ball, or just I don't know, something like that. I was trying to just think of something.
Okay, I do love skee ball though. I can kill you in some skee ball.
Like, just try to find your outlet to where it occupies your time. And then a lot of times, stuff that you will use for your outlet, you can find friends that way.
Yeah. Find friends that have the same, like, interests in you, obviously. That's such an obvious answer. But I think when you're saying find your outlet, also goes back to what I was saying, is, like, find what you need to recharge. Because everyone needs, like, that full battery to be at their best potential, to make friends, and to socialize with people. And that can be complete opposite of one another, like I said, with me and my friend. If you need to recharge by going out and being around people, if you need to do that in order to be able to spend time with yourself, do that. If you need to spend time with yourself in order to recharge, to be able to spend time with others, do that. Listen to yourself. Listen to your heart.
Okay.
Calling for you. Y'all, I have a microphone now. No one can stop me. So I guess I've heard good things about Bumble BFF. I've never tried it, but I know people who have personally tried it.
Oh, I haven't either.
But basically, it's like the dating app Bumble, but you switch it to that you want to be friends, and you can also change like the gender, like if, because you know there's gonna be people and they're like, oh, you want to be friends, and then they just try to hook up with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can do that. I've heard good things about that.
I kind of feel like throughout your life, just in general, you okay, like in elementary school and stuff, you will, have all these people, and then, you'll get certain people who will stay your friends. Then you'll go into high school, you'll get certain people who will stay your friends. And it's just like you pick up certain people along the way throughout your entire life that sticks.
Yeah.
And some people don't. And I mean, that's fine.
And that's okay, because they were in your life for a reason and a season. So let it be. Yeah. I had to learn that too. Is like, not everyone was meant to be in your life forever. So you need to be grateful for the time that they were.
Yeah.
And then move on and meet new people. Or don't.
Yeah.
If you can't mentally take care of that right now. Understandable.
Like, oh my God. Like, that is one thing that I think breaking up with a friend is one of the hardest things in the world that you can go through.
Ooh, don't even get started on that.
Like, for me, the person we were talking about before, off camera, it was a friendship that was so strong and we clicked so well. I do think that that person was in my life for a reason, like you said, but it's still hard to figure out what that reason was.
Yeah, and sometimes it could take months, it can take years to figure out, like, oh, that's the lesson that the universe or God or whatever you believe in was trying to send me and teach me through that person. Like, no one's put in your life for no reason. You just have to be patient and never look at someone and be like, oh, this won't work. We're not going to click. Because you never know. You could be polar opposites and it might be the best friendship you ever have. Give everyone a chance. Obviously, don't let people mistreat you. And if you aren't vibing, don't ever talk to them again. It's totally fine.
I guess it kind of comes down to like your reason thing, like you said, but I would like to know why all of these men who have come into my life off of dating apps, I talk to them for like maybe a week and then we never speak again. Just saying. Like, what's that reasoning?
Wait, can
universe?
we do a whole can we do a whole episode on dating apps?
Oh my gosh.
Like first date experiences. Ooh.
We could do like a whole thing, like reading our old like maybe not, I don't know.
Oh my God, I would die. Oh my God. I need to stop saying that. I would die. That's such a bad phrase. Okay,
I'm very
not,
PG
but
on dating apps though.
Yeah, it's once you take it to text that it's like, okay, we can get a little spicy.
Unless it's like Grindr, then I'm like, ooh.
Baby, I don't know anything about I don't know anything about that. Mm-hmm. Wait, so is Grindr just for gay men, or is it for like gay men and then also like lesbian women?
Okay, so let's do dating apps 101. So, welcome to the class. But
wait, yeah, like, hey guys, welcome to a whole different topic.
Yep. Grindr is generally for just men, just gay men who basically, it's not like dating. I don't care what somebody says. Nobody like fell in love on Grindr and is like, married. No. Grindr is, hey, you up, basically. Like at 2 a.m. It's like, hey, what you doing? I
feel like that's implied in the name. Why else would it be called that?
To me, it completely took out the dating aspect whenever they asked if you're like a top or a bottom in your bio.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Oh, in the bio?
Yes.
Is it like a preset in the bio?
Yes, and you can like...
Shut up.
And then you can, okay, let's have a little detour to Grindr. Oh my God, okay. Like...
I had no idea.
This is completely on a tangent, but I'm going to just click on somebody random. So this person is XL Hung. That's what their name is. They're 28.
I'm too immature for this.
They are 28 years old. It says, like, anonymous, college, daddy, discreet, FWB, vaccinated. Good for him.
Oh, okay. Vaccinated king.
And it says, like, your height, your weight, your ethnicity, body type, position, as in top, bottom, whatever. relationship status, what you're looking for, and looking for can go from like dates, friends, networking, relationships right now.
Ew, do you know what I just realized though? Relationship status, so you can put that you're taken and like you want to cheat?
Oh yeah. You can be like committed or anything, because there's what's it called? Polyamorous or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah, true. But I'm saying the people that are in closed relationships, like, they can go on there and be like, just looking for a little sneaky link, and it's like,
basically,
there's literally a designated app for that. Oh my god, speaking of dating apps, my friend, I'm so excited for her. She's like doing big things. She came out with a dating app that's very much astrology based, and so you like put in your sun, moon, blah blah blah. You like put in your sun, moon, and rising, which. Like I said, I really don't know a lot about astrology. Yeah. I wish I did. Dude, astrology bitches are so smart. Like, when they start spilling out stuff, like, dude, I am in awe. They could be professors. And I'm talking about you, Kate. I know she's listening to this. Whenever I have an astrology question, I go out to her and I'm like, okay, listen, this is the time I was born, and tell me if me and this person are going to get married. And she's like, okay, so basically, with his rising and I was going to say you're lowing. That's not a thing. That shows how much I don't know about it. But it's not that I don't believe in it. It's that I simply am dumb. So, anyways, yeah, my friend made a dating app based off that, which I think is cool because so many people are into that and like really base their dating life off of that. Huh. There's a dating app for everything.
That's
okay,
cool,
we need to shut up though, because I want to do an actual dating app episode.
Yes, yeah, we really, really should. Oh my gosh,
I want to make like a farmers only profile.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Just like watching the corn grow.
You can shuck my corn any day.
Oh my god.
Okay. Shut up. We're not talking about dating apps anymore, but
no. That's definitely an upcoming video though.
For sure, dude, because I could go on and on.
Yes, I could literally live like chat with people on Grindr and see what their responses are during that video.
So fun. Oh my gosh, so fun. So also, on a tangent here, I tried Chick-fil-A's new drink. They have this drink called a cloudberry lemonade or something. Cloudberry is like some type of berry that Chick-fil-A like totally sucked their teat about. They were like, oh my god, it took 7 years to harvest this berry. It just tastes like mildew a little bit, kind of.
Oh.
It's cute though. Do you do this? Do you get drinks because of like the color or the aesthetic?
Okay, listen. They opened up, you know, they're like weird fancy tea things that are supposed to be healthy for you. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Okay. Loaded teas.
Yes, they opened up one of those in our town, and literally I just went there for the colors. I was like, what it'll do for me? Like, will it grow my back hair or something? I don't care. I want the rainbow one. Like,
I want the pretty ombre one. Yeah, no.
Exactly.
I did that one time, and we didn't know what to expect. We were like, oh, yum. Like, anything that's a pretty color, I think it's going to taste good. Yeah. They're nasty, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
They're kind of chalky.
Chalky and, like, bitter, because they're sweetened with stevia, and I don't care how much you want to lie to yourself, that's just not good.
Oh, my God. Let me tell you really quick. I am on keto right now, trying to lose some weight. Jesus Christ. Like, ugh.
God bless your soul.
Yes. I found a really cool, like, little brownie recipe, but, like, other than that, I have a really bad sweet tooth, and, like, good God.
Same.
Like, it's so, like, same. I'm just eating meat and cheese, and if, like, the vegan teacher found out about me, oh my God, she would kill me.
Basically, we gave probably no helpful advice, but at least we answered your question. Look, we never said we'd give good answers. We said we would answer the questions. Good luck making friends as an adult. I'm struggling with you, man. But also the friends you do have, or the people you do have in your life, appreciate them, cherish them, put more effort into those friendships.
Yeah.
Like, don't feel like you need to constantly be making new friends, you know? Like, rekindle old friendships. That might be a little easier for you.
I think that was well spoken.
Thank you. I'm a philosopher. Also, I can't get over that this is a podcast. I was about to be like, look at my shirt, guys, but I have to understand that there's, like, listeners.
Yeah, I know. I saw you, like, set up.
Anyways, for the listeners out there, I'm wearing a Dolly Parton t-shirt. It was on sale at Target.
Yes.
Anyways, that was our episode for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you weren't bored. If you're still listening, Thank you. Mwah. Yeah, so leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought about today's episode, and also what you want to talk about in the next, what you want us to talk about in the next episode. I will shut up now. Dustin, take it away.
All of our social media is also linked below. We will try to get the podcast episodes up on Spotify as soon as we can figure out how to do it. And we will see you guys next week.
And we will go on
a tangent.
I just spread out tangent until you caught on. I was like,
yes.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for going on a tangent with us. Love you so much.
Love you guys.
Bye.